that we went to Bhutan, our first stop was at Funchal. Funchal is a very quaint little border city. It's a very chill place. All of Bhutan is really chill actually. The next day we went for Thimphu. The drive for Thimphu was really breathtaking. The scenes were really awesome. Kharbandi Monastery, overlooking the plains of India and Funchal city, and it houses the statue of Guru Rinpoche and Buddhist paintings. We continue our beautiful drive to Thimphu, and we stopped at Chuzam. It's the confluence of two rivers, one from Thimphu and one from Paro. To reach Thimphu, there's the beautiful glimpse of the Thimphu Valley with the Thimphu city. At the outskirts of Thimphu city, this huge 169 feet tall Buddha statue is situated. It's known as Buddha Dodinma. It houses 1,25,000 short Buddhas inside. Beautiful view overlooking the Thimphu Valley. The next day we visited the Dochula Pass. It is where they built the 108 memorial shot guns for the soldiers who got killed in their wars. Shot guns are stupas in their language. It's a beautiful pass with beautiful views of the Himalayan range. From here we will be moving to the Punakha. We stopped by the road for some refreshments and saw these kids having fun. We're about to reach Punakha zone. It's a beautiful, beautiful zone. It's the second largest zone in Bhutan. So the zone is situated beside the Pocho river, and the zone is used for administrative purposes, partly, and partly for monks. It is a monastery for them. Typically, most of the zones we'll be visiting will be like that. The entry fee is 500 rupees. So, near the Punakha zone there is a suspension bridge. So we went there. It's a 10 minutes walk from the zone. And it's the second largest suspension bridge in Bhutan. It is free. Anyone can go over there. So there is this suspension bridge just across the Pocho river. So we went on a suspension bridge. We crossed the entire bridge and then came back again, and the bridge was really shaking when people were moving on that. Next we went to the local handicraft market in Thimphu city, and we went to the Tashiko zone. It's the Buddhist monastery and also the seat of the head of Bhutan's civil government. The entry fee to get inside is 500 rupees. Every day at the end of their working day, they perform the flag lowering ceremony. Parliament is also very nearby, so it can be seen from the Tashiko zone. So zongs are divided into a monastery and administrative building these days. Zongs were typically a fort in earlier times, so they are now converted into administrative buildings and monastery. The next day we are bidding adieu to Thimphu and moving on to Paro, but we'll be going to a few interesting places on our way to Paro. First, we'll be visiting the Takin Sanctuary, where we got to see sambal deers, yaks, takins and barking deers. Next we went to the living museum, which is known as the Simply Bhutan, where one could see replicas of traditional house, buildings, archery, cooking, dancing, etc. One could experience the Bhutanese culture up front. The entry fee of this Simply Bhutan tour is 1,000 rupees per person. Within 1,000 rupees, this experience is worthwhile, from the welcome drink to the dances to the buttermilk tea they provided, which is the speciality. So next we went to the Tashugang Lakhang Bridge, also known as the Iron Chain Bridge, constructed of handmade iron chain links. It was built by the 13th century Tibetan saint Thakdong Gyalpo, who was also a blacksmith and an architect. It crosses the Paro River and was the first bridge built in Bhutan. And the house at the top of the hill over there was believed to be of this Tibetan saint who used to live in the 13th century. Even now, the descendant of the Tibetan saint lives in that, and it's basically a lakhang, like a temple. After that, we stopped by the Paro River, whose waters were like crystal clear. The views were amazing. We were about to reach Paro, and by the afternoon we reached Paro. We first visited the National Museum of Bhutan. This is the view from the museum. From here we can see the Rinpang Song. We will be visiting there later. The museum is housed in the watchtower of Paro Tazong. The entry fee is 500 rupees. It is a 6-storied museum with excellent collections of artifacts of Bhutan. From the museum, the valley of Paro looked magical, and the sunset that was happening simultaneously was just perfect. We're about to reach the Rinpong zone, which is also known as the Paro zone. It houses the district monastic body as well as government administrative offices of Paro. The zone was built in 15th century, but its history related to Guru Rinpoche, who was an ancient mystic living in the 7th century, is not unknown to the people. We ended the day with this view of the Paro River cruising through the valley at sunset. It's the last day of our Bhutan trip, and it's the most anticipated part of the trip, Taksang, or the Tiger's Nest. Situated at 10,236 feet above sea level. It's somewhat of a 3-kilometer trek to reach Taksang. It can take 2 to 2.5 hours depending on your speed. One can instantly feel the positive vibes of this place once they near the monastery, considered to be one of the sacred places in Bhutan. Entry fee is Rs 2,000 per person. The difficulty level of the trek to the Taksang is of easy to moderate level. We entered the monastery, but unfortunately cameras and taking photos inside were not allowed. We had to deposit our phones and cameras in a secured locker just outside the monastery. Yes, if I have to describe it, then I would say that it's the highlight of the entire trip, where our guide beautifully narrated about the majestic Tibetan culture, history, and many legendary folklores. One of the legends states that the medieval Buddhist saint Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, visited this place, riding a flying tiger, and meditated in a cave there. After that, we came down by trekking the same way, and it took almost 1.5 hours to reach to the place where our cars were. The next place was a result of our spontaneous decision, and it was honestly so very worth it. It's called the Chelela Pass, situated at an altitude of 13,000 feet and 40-kilometer drive from the Paro Valley. It's one of the surreal experiences with sub-zero temperature. To stand surrounded by the Bhutan's highest peak, Gangkhar Punsam, stunning Mount Jomolari, and the Kanchenjunga was priceless. We hiked the not much traded trails to a spot to get better glimpse of the Himalayan range, and it's an absolute paradise. also to mention the setting sun rays playing over the not so far snow-clad mountains add to the charm of this beautiful, highest travelable road of Bhutan. It's time to head home and to go to the plains from the mountains. And with this, we are going to end this video as we are going back home. Until next time, Kadrin Shela.